Hey, sacred being, it is your favorite spiritual guide, me, High Priestess Ishtar, and I am so excited to be delivering to you this very special love message from your higher self. So buckle in, relax. This is one of those relaxing channels, and we do go deep in this one today. Before we get started, let me remind you I have free alignment calls, private readings, and I also do private events if you are interested. But for now, my friend, I think it's time that you get ready because yes, you do. You absolutely deserve this rose. You deserve this message. So get ready to pick a rose. Introducing rose number 1, this beautiful lilac rose in this lavender setting. If you're feeling called to rose number 1, then redirect to pile 1 for your reading. Rose number 2, this seductive, red, passionate rose is for anyone who's feeling called to pile number 2. And our final rose here is this beautiful orange rose in this golden orange setting. If you're feeling called to rose number 3, make sure you redirect to reading and pile number 3. All right, I think it's time for a final selection. Again, rose number 1, the lilac, rose number 2, the red, or rose number 3. All right, I think that gave you enough time. I'm going to see you at your reading. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with somebody that you love, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye. Hey there, rose number 1. It's me, Priestess Ishtar. Welcome to your reading. We are going to see, as I hit the microphone, we are going to see exactly what it is that your higher self has been wanting to tell you. This is a very special love message just for you from your higher self. And I am thrilled to be the selected tarot reader to be able to give you this divine message. So without further ado, sit back, relax. I hope you have something really, really cozy to sip on, or just your favorite anything near you, favorite blanket, favorite environment, favorite shoes, favorite socks. And let's tap into the love energy that you possess. Again, we are tapping into the source within. So let's see what messages your higher self wants to come through. If you hear any snoring in the background, it is my dog. We're going to call forth your angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please step forth, protect the circle so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through. Ashe. First card down as you hear the bird in the background coming through. Okay. Then we have 3 more cards. I will take all 3. Okay. We do have 3 decks I'm going to attempt to pull from. So let's begin. First card out is bearing fruit with the number 12. Next card that we have out is the Royal You. That's beautiful. Number 16 at the top. Next card out, we have Broken Open with number 28. Ooh, somebody's going through some major transformations. That's nice. And then next we have Close Encounters. Ooh, and the number 10 is at the top of this card. Let's make some room. All right, just about fits. So let's make it all make sense. The first thing I did notice is that you are undergoing a major transformation within yourself. So it's not so much, oh, my love life is getting transformed. I feel that it's not really a love transformation. This is a transformation within yourself. Your higher self is letting you know that you are actually developing, and this could be physically. Let's say you wanted wider hips or more in the breast area, or you wanted more muscle tone, or you wanted more muscle build. There's something within you, or maybe you've been wanting to, maybe your goal is to become fertile. You've been wanting to get ready to have and procreate and co-create with someone. So those are things that your higher self, the first message with bearing fruit that I feel is coming down. And for some reason, this is not like a linear story. Like, it ties together, but these are all different things. I feel like these are 4 different departments of your love life that are being enhanced or further expanded, rose number 1. So with bearing fruit, like I just mentioned, this is feeling like you are coming into a place where you are starting to see within yourself the beauty that others have seen for so long. You're starting to see that, you know what, I do have a nice ass, or you know what, I do have really nice teeth, or you know what, I really do have beautiful hair, and I'm going to show that off more. Or I'm going to be more proud, or I'm going to love that a little bit more. 333 in the timer as I say that. I'm going to love on that. I feel like that's the best expression, because pride and the other ones feel like it's coming from the ego, where we have to keep feeding that to feel good. But when we say I'm going to self-love on that part of myself a little bit more, that feels like it's a part of the higher nature. And that is what I feel. I feel that you have been going from the root, going from the ground, going from the base, dealing with the lower parts of yourself, maybe shedding or growing out. Something about you growing out of the different molds that your past lovers and the people that loved you, that they've put you in. So maybe you were always told that you were short and stupid. Maybe you're always told that you're a 4-eyed geek. Maybe you were always told that you have a lisp and you sound dumb. You know, whatever those mean things that somebody, a bully, and your bully could have been in your family. Okay. So whatever those mean things you were told, I feel like it's almost like those Jerry Springer makeover stories. It's like, you know what? I'm making myself over. I'm not allowing that to define me anymore. And I'm growing past it. I'm taking the soil that was left here, and I'm taking the seeds that are scattered here, and I'm planting new strong roots within me, and those roots represent my inner truth and not a truth that was a false one that was given to me. That's why I feel like you're wearing a crown now. The royal version of you is coming out. This true authentic queen, this true authentic king, this true authentic self is now expressed. For some of you, this might be a transition of your sexuality and coming out of the closet and owning your pride. Or this could be that you are not the person that maybe your family or your spouse or whoever your friends thought you were. You're not timid anymore. It could just be a personality shift. This is a reading for hundreds of people. So we're going to cast the energy wide so that way it can fit as many as it can catch. This, again, could be a shift in a personality dynamic. This can be a shift in your learning dynamic. When I was younger, I used to, because I'm an empath and I'm highly sensitive to my environment and I channel a lot. I also have attention, kind of like my attention span. It locks in, but it can also sometimes go. So I've learned, like, as I've gotten older, like something clicked in my brain where once I hit my 30s, I'm like, oh shit, I can actually learn like this way. Like I learned how my brain learned, or I just felt like my brain shifted when I started to access different chakras within myself. And a lot of that came through my own spiritual awareness and knowing. So with your own self knowing how this is coming to you, that inner self-love and that inner breaking the mold and that inner I'm replanting, I'm regrowing, and go outside right now and try to push a tree over. I promise you can't, because trees are rooted strong. They're strong. That's why they can weather the storm most of the time. Sometimes they snap and they break, but most of the trees are not snapping and breaking unless a tornado rips through it. So you are allowing yourself to be rooted and strong so that authentic version can shine through unapologetically. And when that authentic version can shine through unapologetically, it's going to extend this type of beauty into the world that you never had access to before. You never even knew how to reach it, if I may be honest with you, before. And it's the royal version in you. And this is not to like inflate your ego or to make your head big. This is to let you, it's kind of like a reminder of self. I also feel that many of you are connecting to your roots. There's something ancestral. The love message from your higher self is saying that you might take a trip, or you might stumble across an old book, cleaning out an old room. There's something that you're going to come across. It could be a documentary online, and it's going to trigger a journey into self and self-discovery through your own ancestral roots. And you're going to realize how how royal your own blood is. And it doesn't mean like in the king and queen in parliament. That doesn't always define royalty. It's about the royalness of your bloodline, the royalness of perhaps what your ancestors' story was and the plight that they went through. Sometimes a plight in a story can be so bad that the fact that a race can still exist here, like, and there's so many genocides, I'm not even going to get into them. Okay. Just look into your own cultural groups. And I do feel like that is something that your source is leading you to, because with this broken open, there's something within you that is going to be activating. It's also like a spiritual awakening, but in the earthly sense. This is not like, oh my goodness, my psychic senses are whoa out of this world. I feel that this group, even though you might be psychics and the witches and all that stuff, I feel like this group is right now in a space where you're focused more on the earthly matters, where you can start to manifest through tangible means, meaning like you're focused on earthly magic. There's celestial magic, there's planetary magic, there's angelic magic, there's geo magic, there's all types of forms of magic. It's infinite, to be honest with you. That's just the magic we have access here on this planet, in this dimension. But you, I feel, have a focus and a benefit from working through the earthly magical realm. So that's dealing with the earthly elements: earth, fire, air, water. Ether takes you more into like the spiritual end. So earth, fire, air, water, and finding out what each thing as you associate with. So let's say you want money. What element is money associated with? Pop quiz. Which element is money associated with? Now, across cultures, it can represent different things. In China, money is often associated with fire. Some cultures in Africa, money can be associated with running water. But in my demographic, where I'm at in the US, money is associated with earth. It's pentacle when you look at the tarot. So looking at the things that you're desiring, your higher self is telling you, you are learning how to... there's a part of you that's breaking open in which your magical abilities, of your own personal understanding, like you might be understanding how manifestation works. This might be your first year into really committing your learning to how does manifestation work. And I know it's like, well, what does this have to do with my love life? Well, you have close encounters coming in. And if you notice with close encounters, there's a butterfly that's on the outside of the cage. And I feel like there's a lover in this number 10 at the top. There's a lover who's been trying to access you, but it's as if you've closed yourself off, and that closed off could be consciously or subconsciously, but I do feel like it's subconscious, maybe mixed with a little bit of conscious action. And that is due to the wounds that you carry since birth or around earlier childhood years that you have been carrying. So those fruits that you have been bearing, they are now ready to drop, ready to release. And what happens when a fruit drops that's rot, a rot or dead piece of fruit that drops from the tree? What happens when it drops from the tree? It drops, it goes down by the base of the tree into the soil. The ants and the earth, the fungi, they fertilize it. That fertilizer becomes fertilizer for the seed that was in that rotten fruit. And those are the seeds that I saw you earlier now picking up and replanting to the new version of you. And these are things that you're going to pass down generationally. Those of you who are able to bear children and ready to and want to. I do see children on the line and the destiny for you. I do see this being a spirit baby, but your vessel was not ready. Oh, this is the message from your higher self. But we had to go through all that long route because you needed to hear that. Your vessel, the message from your higher self is you are birthing a spirit child. And if you're like, well, I'm not able to, I'll see what the alternate message is. But right now, those of you, this is a spirit baby. This is a spirit child that you are bringing into the world. Or you may be helping someone to host a spirit child. I'm also hearing you're helping with the host of it. So however that can work, whether you're working with a surrogate or the host could be someone in your family. Maybe you have someone who can have a child and you are very close to that person during their pregnancy and helping guide them and that spirit baby through the vessel. And perhaps however it applies to you, whatever it is, you had to do the work. And that's that. You see how that butterfly is smaller? That's that. Somebody's crying or about to cry. I feel very emotional. oh my gosh, you've been really wanting this. Ooh, I don't want to tap into it too deep because we got other decks to get through. But you see how that baby has been trying to get into you? It has been trying to reach you like, mama, papa, let me in. It's time for us to live the rest of our lives. But you had to do that inner work and inner healing. Okay. Let's get, I have two more decks I want to pull from before we wrap up your reading, because we are getting to the top of your time and I can't believe it. More messages before we close out group or rose number 1. More messages. And I really felt like this one was going to come out, religious factors. Deception is on the bottom, and I feel that deception is coming up here for you on the bottom because you are now finally ready to remove the mask. Remove the mask. Express your love is expressing the love of self. Expressing the love of self, putting more effort out into the world and putting more effort out into your relationships. Perhaps you just have been lazy in love, and I don't mean that in a banishing kind of way or condemning way. This is just, you may have been in a depressive state about love or just really sad about things, but I really feel you're growing out of that now and you're expressing your love of yourself. You're dressing in better quality clothing. You're giving yourself those treatments that you need. You're taking the time, a message. Then we'll close there. You're taking the time to really nurture and cater to yourself in beautiful of ways that you stop doing. And also you're going to be doing this to others as well. I just see you putting in more enthusiasm. And this is, again, one more sign that your higher self literally is telling you that you are ready to be a parent, or you're ready to experience parenthood in the way and dynamic that your life can experience it, and that there is a spiritual baby that is around you. For some of you, if you've lost a child, even in your young years, that spirit child is still also around you. So that's another love message from your very higher self, saying that they have never left your side. Some of you, that child is the child that is returning through this next vessel or the next person in the family bloodline to have a child. If you're not able to conceive, or if you're not conceiving yourself right now, that next person in the family bloodline is returning that seed that you believe that you had lost far back. And I think that was the pain that I was feeling for some of you. You know what I'm saying when I'm saying that, all right? And let's get your final message from your higher self and send you off. Success. Wow. It's your time to shine. Success from what you pour into your heart. How aligned is that? It is your time to shine, rose number 1. Love on yourself. I'm telling you, love yourself, because you have made it through so much. Oh my goodness. And there's so much more that's coming in for you, but it starts with you. That's why you're number 1. All right. Till next time, I'm out. Rose number 2. What's going on? It's your girl, Priestess Ishtar. We are doing a pick a card reading where your higher self has a very, very special love message just for you. And I am so happy to be the assigned diviner or tarot reader to give you this message. So kick back, relax. This should be a very relaxing reading for you. Pile 1 was very deep and very moving. So let's just, if you hear anything in the background, that is the outdoor landscaping, but the show must go on. Also, you will hear periodically perhaps my dog in the background snoring, relaxing, because like I said, this is a relaxing reading. So I'm getting your decks prepared, and let's go ahead and start with, we're going to be reading from 3 different decks, I should say. All right, so we're going to start with calling forth your angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please step forth to protect the circle so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through Ashe. Asking my angels to please stand at their points to protect me. All right. Pile number 2, rose number 2. Rose number 2, what is the message? Rose number 2, higher self love message. So far we have 2 cards down. Let's get another one. Higher self of rose number 2. What's the very special love message that you have for them right now? Okay. So the first card that you have down is Birds of a Feather, and that's with the number 25. The next card that you have down is Willing Release. This is one of my favorite cards to see, and this is number 49. And then the last card that you have out is Opening to Discovery, and this has the number 34. And I originally read this as Open to Discovery, as if you are open to something. So let's make this all make sense, rose number 2. This is Okay, so rose number 2, your ancestors and your ancestors have been working towards bringing you a connection that you have been really wishing that you could have. There's someone in particular that you have been really desiring. For some of you, it's even like a celebrity, right? But there's someone that you really like. There's like, oh my gosh, if I could be in love with this person, if I could just have a chance to be in a relationship with this person, if I could oh my gosh, if I could just let them know that I exist, I would really give this relationship my full effort. I would really just love this person like the best that I've ever loved anyone in any relationship. I'd be the best husband. I'd be the best wifey. I'd be the best wife. I'd be the best fiance. I'd be the best girl. I'd be the best man. Like I'm like, there's something so giddy and giggly about this person that you I want to say fangirl over, but in a good way. Like there's some crushes that, a crush, or there's some loves that make you feel like a little girl, make you feel like a little boy. And when you think about this person, this is the person I'm talking about. This person makes you feel like, it's like that Adele song, like, when I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I am young again. It's that like jazz, but this like warm velvet fireplace love. And it's so fucking, oh my gosh, I just want to roll myself into it like fruit roll up, baby. And your ancestors have been overwatching, because it's lovely and loving, because look, you got 4 wishes here and 4 birds here. Like each part of this transition, because I'm gonna move on and tell you what's up. Each part of this transition to get to this wish, they are supervising, they are overseeing, they are strategizing, they are like leading the campaign. Because there's a caveat, because there's something that you have to be willing to release in order to get to it. And this release is not like a small thing. Like, yeah, I just got to call him up, or nah. This is something that's big. Like, you might be in a relationship, and you got to walk away from that to get to this. You might be in such a low state mentally of your self-image, your self-love, your self-quality might be in the toilet. I'm just saying how it is, because I don't want to beat around the bush and waste no fucking time. Okay? You feel the shift in the energy? That's the ancestors. Because and I hear the birds in the background. You hear that? I don't know if the microphone can pick that particular, I think that's a catbird. Anyhow, I digress. Your ancestors are like, and look at this butterfly at the top of these wishes. We call these wishes, as I was, I think they're dandelions, or I believe dandelion seeds, but growing up as a kid, we called these wishes. So if you're wondering why I should keep calling it that shit, that's why, number 2. But this butterfly at the top, these butterflies represent what? What's the spiritual meaning of a butterfly? Pop quiz. What is the spiritual meaning to you of a butterfly? Think about the stages of life of a butterfly. What was a butterfly before it was a butterfly? The original name of a butterfly was a flutterby. But what was the original state? Yes, caterpillar. Excellent job. And in order for that caterpillar to become one with wings, it had to undergo a what? Correct. A change, a point of transformation. So you must undergo this change, this point of transformation, which is attached to your ability to release something. And that is only then will you be opened, or the world, because look through this door of discovery. Look how looking through that keyhole, and you got the key already. You ain't got to look for the key. The key's at the bottom of the sea. The bottom of the sea is your soul. Your sea is the soul, because the sea is infinite. The black seas of the cosmos is infinite. Most of you, not all, sorry. Most of you are primordial, especially those of you who are attracted to my channel. Because I attract what I is. Primordial. And the primordial seas are eternal and dark and black. They are the abyss. And not to scare you, but to show you the vastness of yourself. And you must be able to go into the depths of the vastness of yourself in order to pull this through. Because you must transform. The caterpillar must believe that if it goes into the darkness of its cocoon, it will come out with wings to fly. That is utter faith in the process. You have very strong ancestors. This is your higher self, but your higher self to me is sending the message to you from which your ancestors, I almost see them sitting around like a council, like a table. That's why I said a council earlier. I thought I said that word, right? It's an interesting word to use for a love reading. But it's a council of ancestors sitting around they don't try, they do, determining best course of action, when to step in, how to interject, essentially, but not directly, playing Cupid. Okay, not directly, but essentially playing Cupid to construct this connection that they know you have been wishing for. And they also know that you are really compatible for. Like, this is someone that the compatibility is also there. I don't care if it is a celebrity crush. And again, sometimes the depth might be, well, check your mentality, make sure you're like, you're not in a state of psychosis and you're being real and practical. But celebrities are just regular people. They're not really that outside of our reach. And a lot of times I feel that celebrities are moving more towards wanting to date other regular people. It's just regular people. And that's regular people is just people who don't have their high profile lifestyle, for clarity. Regular people, non-high profile lifestyle individuals, they tend to geek out and fan out too much over a celebrity just because they're a celebrity. But that motherfucker still got his shit and wipe their ass. Even if sometimes somebody wipe their ass for them, the ass still got to get wiped. So they are normal people with high profile lifestyles. So there is something about you calling in this connection through your own inner work and your own release. It is a release, again, of a relationship. You might be in a relationship already and you like dibbling and dabbling. Maybe this is your side piece that you're really falling in love with. And now you're like, I really feel like that's what I'm supposed to be with. You've been having an affair for this many years and you're like, no, that's what I'm supposed to be with. I'm not telling you to fuck up your happy home. This is not an advice. This is a message from your higher self telling you that once you determine that you're ready to release, only then will that door open, because you have the key and it's buried in the place where it's buried in the area that you fear to go into the most. And that's your own soul, because you're not ready to be honest with yourself yet. But the message from your higher self is that your wish can be granted if you allow it. Children, give me another message for rose number 2. Love yourself first. And another message for rose number 2. You have chemistry. At the bottom, you do have calling in your soulmate. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You've been calling them in for a long time. You've been calling and calling and calling and calling spiritually. Maybe physically too. Maybe you've been calling the same person. They don't answer, or maybe they do answer sometimes, but you've been calling in this connection, I'll say, for a very long time. And with the children card coming here, the literal meaning, are children potential for this connection? I want to say yes, because 11:11 on the timer when I say that. That's a very important piece for a lot of us. We want to know, well, can I procreate with this person? Because that's a part of creating that family for many of us, not for everybody. So yes, the literal meaning with children, but I also do feel that this is in the birthing stages, that it's actually starting to come together. Like the plan that or the strategy that your ancestors have put together, it's actually starting to, like things are starting to stack up, because you are starting to give yourself what it is that you want. You're starting to take off, not take off rose-colored glasses, but you're actually starting to be real with yourself and putting yourself first. This says loving yourself first by putting yourself first. You may have been in a connection for a long time that is just not compatible anymore. It just don't work, baby. And you have been putting off the separation for a long time. But when you're starting to gain the courage. That's why you were attracted to this rose. And again, I have to be clear. I'm not telling anyone to leave or destroy their homes. I'm telling you that you will know when it's right for you to make a decision that is aligned with your higher purpose and your higher good. You cannot put that responsibility on me, please. All right, don't come here with that. This is just for entertainment purposes only. But for you, you will come into a sense of alignment that is going to feel so natural to put your needs first. It'll feel as easy as breathing, and it will be without regret, because for a long time, you have not done that. Number 2. And you deserve a love that feels like chemistry. You deserve a love that feels like spark. There is a new spark that's coming in for you. And I feel like it's kind of divided, because for some of you, this opportunity can pass you by. But for many of you, this is something that is like ordained and destined for you. And the two of you do share this divine, I'm hearing and this is just symbolically, okay? So any of you who are not a part of this religious order, religious group, I want to let you know, neither am I. But this is just for symbolic meaning, because we are technically, at the end of the day, we are all things. We just identify as a secular part of an all, a greater all. And that is, I'm seeing Christ and Mary Magdalene, the symbolic energy of the divine feminine and divine masculine through Gnostic and some other early scriptures of Christianity, acknowledging Mary Magdalene not just as a whore. This is the counterbalance. Some myths or scriptures or text, literary more in context or content, will say that Mary Magdalene was the teacher of Christ, and she was a part of a greater feminine wisdom order that understood sacred sexuality, but also other parts of sacredness and magic and metaphysics. And she taught Christ how to perform miracles. So the woman was their teacher, and it kind of embodies that here as well. So this is just giving me that, and it's falling on top of number 7. This connection is really destined to teach both of you it's to trigger a spiritual awakening in both of you. And this is not a spiritual awakening that gives you bigger magical abilities. It might indirectly do that, but this is a spiritual awakening that was to shake up the path that you're on and bring you onto another path that your soul has been calling you to for the longest time. Because remember, this is a sea, and that open sea you've been floating and coasting on, it's like, no, come this way. Let's get a final message. I have one more deck here from you. Final message from the higher self for rose number 2. And first message was communicate, receive, and express the truth. Ooh, didn't we say that you have to? For many of you, you will soon be ready to tell someone how you feel and move forward. Ooh, and your second card here, how accurate. Decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. I feel that many of you think that you're waiting for the clarity to come through first before you make a choice, but the clarity will only come once you make that choice. And that is very tricky to navigate, but this is really telling you to trust, like that caterpillar trusted to become a butterfly. It is time that you trusted the evolution of the journey that your soul is calling you towards, because the love that is waiting for you is grand and vast, just like that open sea. Thank you so much for allowing me to read and transfer this message to you, rose number 2, with all of my loving. And take your time with this decision. All right, you can do it. Just a line. That's it. Just a line. Till next time. Welcome, rose number 3. It's your girl, Priestess Ishtar. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You picked rose number 3 for a very, and when I say very, I mean a very special message from your higher self about your love life. And we are going to really dive deep. So I want you to sit back, relax, and let me do all the work. All right. The first 2 piles, the messages were so beautiful and so powerful. So number 3s, you never, ever fail to surprise me. I'm so curious to see what your message is. So let's go ahead and dive in. Rose number 3, a very special message from your higher self. Okay, we want to start by casting a circle of divine protection around us so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through Ashe, calling forth the angels, ancestors, and guardians and guides of pile number 3, rose number 3. What are the very special messages from your higher self? Card on the floor. All right. And then let's get one more message. Okay. So we have the storyteller, number 17. Next, we have let it go, number 24. And then in perfect harmony, number 11. Okay, let's make it all make sense. Number 3, it's time that you stop telling this narrative that you have been, with the saxophone here, it's like you've been singing the blues for a minute. You may not be a professional jazz or blues singer, but damn it, you sure been singing the blues. There's a story that you have been telling about your love life or how lovers have been doing. I'm hearing victimization. Don't be triggered. There's a good caveat, and this is from your higher self. So this is something that you may want to pay attention to. All right. We have 3 decks that we are pulling from, so don't think that this is where the message is going to end. This is only the beginning of your reading. So let's be real though, because I'm a real reader and I'm gonna give it to you raw. The truth of the matter is you may have been playing a victim role in your love life, knowingly or unknowingly, for quite some time. And it's important that you hear that, because, oh, what a web you weave. In that victim story, it has to stop. So if you've been playing the victim, or if you've been feeling like you are never going to win in a relationship, or your relationships are never going to get good, your relationships are never going to get better, that's the tale the web that you weave is the tale that you tell. If you're feeling that you are just constantly attracting the same type of person, the same type of relationship, the same type of connection, the same type of narcissist or same type of abuser, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, it is because of the story that you've been telling yourself over and over again. See how in the center here you have these two birds, remind me of two lovebirds, and they're trying to pull apart the string. It's as if that there's something that needs to be released, that there's something that we have to let go that is nestled within the heart. It could be a pain from a long time ago, a traumatic event, a painful relationship, a painful breakup, a painful point of abandonment that you experienced. It could be painful because you felt like betrayed. Even the point of conviction is a sense of deep pain that has been able to nest and make itself a nice little nest, because that's what this looks like. This looks like a nest, and it's allowed itself to make a nest right in the heart. And as a result, that's more than likely what's been keeping you to feel so bad and stay in that negative cycle and that negative circle and not feel good or feel confident or feel trusting enough of love. And that story that you've been putting out into the world is reflected here. It's like, how can we change that melody? How can we change that tune? How can we change the music so that way it tells more of a loving story? And this makes me feel that this can relate to you just redirecting your attention onto something that is more positive, redirecting your focus onto something that will be more nurturing to your heart. Okay, so rose number 3. Let's kind of put this all together. The story, whatever the story is, and I feel like for many of you, the story is connected to one particular person, one particular heartbreak, one particular failed chance at romance. And that story that you have been telling yourself, it's time for you to stop. It's time for you to allow a new story to be told, because that new story, it's going to bring in new love. So this little nest of I want to say that this nest of love that you've created that may have manifested over and over and over in new relationships where you're trying to get away from the narcissist or get away from the woman that uses you or man that uses you, or get away from people that you don't feel compatible with in however ways the incompatibilities appear. You're letting the past go. And that's the message from your higher self, is that you letting that past story go is going to allow you to sing a new tune, because the song that you play is the melody that you're going to attract. People who like rap music, they are attracted to rappers. People who like country music, they are attracted to country musicians. So the tune that you play as the musician or as the muse, which is connected to love, the tune that you play is going to be the one that others hear and that they come towards. So how can we now start to play a tune that is more rooted in what you want to experience, is what I'm hearing your higher self challenge you. What can we start to say about our love life that has gone well in the past? And you can do that by refocusing your mindset on more of the positive memories. And it's not to erase and ratify the negative ones, but you've acknowledged those for long enough where it's time for you to now allow yourself to experience the grace and the joy of the love memories that you also have, okay? Because this is time for you to retell your story. And I do feel like rose quartz, this is my rose quartz heart. I feel like rose quartz for you right now will be very therapeutic. And I believe the other stone is redondonite. I'll put the correct spelling on the screen for the second stone that I'm talking about, but I wear it every day. It's in one of my bracelets. It's like right here. Not this one, but it's like this one. And also moonstone. I'm hearing moonstone may be really good for those of you who need to help to regulate your emotions. Let's get some more messages from your higher self regarding your love life. Messages from your higher self. Number 3, rose number 3. Okay. Wow, look, we have free yourself. How accurate is that, right? Because we want you to free yourself away from that nest, that pattern of thoughts and emotional traps that keep you in this point of heartbreak. And notice that this is the unicorn. So the unicorn makes me feel like you have the magic to manifest what you want a little bit faster. Like if you're like, you know what, once you commit yourself to this decision, I feel like it's going to happen quickly because your higher self is already aligned with the path. Like everyone else is already aligned. It's like we're just waiting for the leader. We're just waiting for you to let the bow go and the arrow go in the bow, so that way it can take off. So it does feel like you just, and it's even reminding me of that, I guess that, I don't know if it's an analogy, but basically, however it is, the thing where elephants, especially in circuses, like they're trained since little babies to like on a rope, and since they're babies, they're not strong enough to break the rope, but as they get older they are, of course, strong enough to break the rope and anything else in its way. But because that conditioning comes from such that age of infancy or like babyhood, it doesn't believe that it has the strength to break that chain or break the rope to get free from the circus. So I feel like you don't believe yet, or maybe you're formulating that belief now, but you're not fully in belief yet that you have the ability to break free and to get away from this this dynamic that mentally does not serve you, and it's self-imposed. Like it's a fence, and this unicorn is fenced in. It's a fence and wall that you built for yourself. You are caving in for yourself. Okay, we'll get another message for rose number 3. Reconciliation. It's also making me feel like you will be reconciling with a lover. Like if you are missing a lover and you've had a really bad breakup, this is maybe not for everybody. Some of you are missing a lover on the other side. Maybe you're separated through death, and my deepest sympathies to you. They are also with you, and there's almost like there's another love, or like a twin love. I'm not saying twin flame, but there's like a union, like a soul union that can come in where this new person may have a lot of aspects of the person that just crossed over. Okay, so it's almost like it's almost like a walk-in kind of spirit, but they're not fully walking in. It's a little strange to explain because I see it in my head, but I don't know how to verbalize it. But it's kind of like the movie Ghost. Like the lover is always around, influencing, making sure good things happen to the person that they care about. And for others, I do feel that you will be getting back with someone that you were like, oh, there's no fucking chance in hell that's gonna come back, even though I really, really, really want it. I feel that there are wounds that you had to heal, and once you commit yourself to doing that, your higher self is saying that you will be rewarded with a second chance to be with this person. That's beautiful for those of you who are really wanting that. And look, engagement. And look at this one. This one popped out too. Past life relationship. Again, I feel that there is a union for, like, once you change your song, okay? Once you release bottom of the deck energy, once you release these hardships from the story that you've been telling and you change your song, you are going to call in a relationship that is a soul union, like I just mentioned, but it's a divine, it's not like a divine soul union where divine is bringing you together. This is someone who you've loved. This is a lover who is a familiar love because you've loved them in many lifetimes, and that is what's coming into your connection, your stratosphere. That's what's coming into your reach. For many of you, I feel like you're single, and if you're not single and you're in a relationship, the distance that you feel, that window will close, because again, you have to, as the narrator, begin to change the story. Are you changing the narration that you've been telling for so long about the dynamics of your existing relationship, or the dynamics of the non-existing relationship and the one that you want? So it's really time for you to focus on what you want And if you did so, I do feel like your results in love will come a lot faster, because once again, all of your angelic team, your spirit team, your guides, they're like lined up waiting to bring in this union. But you just have to reach the frequency within. All right, so let's get a final message from your higher self. Your final card was acceptance. Wow, look at this. Accept past and current situations, working through issues gracefully. How on point is this final message for you, Rose number 3? And maybe that's the key word, acceptance. Accepting your role, accepting the other person's role in what went wrong and what went well, and letting it go and finding grace within to work through that, so that way you can welcome in this dynamically loving union that just wants to wrap itself around you, holding you tight and warm like a cozy blanket. I can see it for you. I want you to see it for yourself and hold the vision. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye.